Hello, hello, we are live. Welcome to Eat Like a Vegan Chef. Welcome to Cooking with Chef Frank. My name is Frank Kramer and I'm the founder of Eat Like a Vegan Chef. Today we're going to cook a sweet potato casserole. And what is more ideally than sweet potatoes for Thanksgiving? Okay, so let's get started. Before I forget, we actually stream on our Facebook group as well. I'm not able to comment on the Facebook group, but I can comment on YouTube or on my Facebook page. So if you don't mind introducing yourself, just say hello. It's always nice to talk to an audience. Thank you. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Brenda. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me today. Um, anyone, hi Linda, anyone who's on YouTube, if you don't mind clicking the like button if you enjoy this live stream. Hi Veronica, hi Jean. Okay, wonderful. So, hi Elizabeth. So today we're going to cook the sweet potato casserole. I know there's a ton of sweet potato casserole out there, but I do it my way, and it's actually a very simple way, something that is very quick and very uncomplicated. This casserole is basically, hi Patricia. This casserole is really one third. It consists of one third sweet potatoes, one third um, spinach, and one third of black beans. So, and then there's of course a topping. All these ingredients actually make the dish 100% nutritious. So remember what I always said in our coaching sessions: one third starchy vegetables, one third green leafy vegetables, and one third non-starchy vegetables. Starchy, non-starchy, and green leafy vegetables. Yes. So that makes this dish really nutritious, perfect for Thanksgiving. Very, very simple, easy to do. Um, I'm going to start cooking in just a second. Actually, I have my sweet potatoes on the stove. You can actually bake them in the oven, or you can boil them in water, as I have it here. Actually, I took a shortcut um, because I didn't have a chance to bake them earlier. Baking takes a lot longer than boiling them, so they should be almost ready. But I left the sweet potatoes whole. Um, you don't want to peel them because then all the nutrients leach out. So you always, when you cook your vegetables, you want to make sure you keep the skin on. Baking as well. Um, so now I'm going to saute the beans, and then I'm going to saute the onions. So keep in mind, you always want to start with the ingredient what takes the longest. For instance, the sweet potatoes obviously take the longest. I have them on the stove since about 20 minutes now. They should be ready soon. Um, then I'm going to start my beans. My beans take about 15-20 minutes because you want to get the starch out of the beans so it becomes creamier. And then I'm going to saute my spinach, which is really a 2 minute thing, really, really quick. So that's in short what the whole casserole is about. Then I put it into a casserole and top it with topping. The topping consists of a trail mix, a little bit of um, maple syrup, and oats. So very, very simple. Um, okay, let's get started. Hi, Chuck. Long time no see. Welcome. It's nice to see you here. Okay, hi, Marie. Hi, Facebook user. Another Facebook user. I cannot because when you are from a group, before you actually come into this live stream, you just have to click on the link on StreamYard and give them permission to show your name. That's all it is, and you only have to do it once. You see all the other um, people here already have their name. I see their names, but I don't see certain certain individuals' names if you come from the group. I know it's a little confusing, but that's how Facebook has it. We cannot change it. Um, you can hop over to YouTube and view it from there, and I'll see you right away. I see your name. Okay, hi Erica, hi Jana. Great, let's get started. Today, so for anyone who just joined, I'm going to cook a sweet potato casserole. This casserole um, is made with spinach, sweet potatoes, obviously, and black beans. So I'm going to start now, change my camera so you can see me cooking. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to start with the beans first. Obviously, my potatoes are boiling. Make sure. You see what I just did? You couldn't see it, but you don't want to use a knife to check anything what's boiling, cooking, because a knife literally cuts its way through and you never really can tell if it's cooked or not cooked. So you want to use a fork because a fork takes a lot more pressure. You see this? It's completely hard inside. So that's going to take some time. And it's already cooking since 25 minutes. Okay. So in the meanwhile, we're going to start sauteing our beans. For that, we're going to saute onions. Um, okay, hi Janine, hi Amy, hi Karen. Um, let me, how is the sound? Can you hear me properly? Is the sound okay now as I'm here on the stove? Just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to change my microphone. If the sound is okay here, just give me a yes or no. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. So I have my onions, which I'm going to saute. You have seen me saute beans all the time. Um, what I like with beans is when you saute them for more than 15-20 minutes, they become creamy. You still have consistency in there. You still see the beans, but it tastes so much better, in my opinion. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Okay. So as soon as we have the beans ready, I'm going to start my topping. And once my topping is done, we're going to start the spinach. And I will post the recipe as promised. It will also post it obviously in the library for all the members, and but I will also post it on YouTube. As usual, we dry saute. We do not use oil. Always have a little bit of water ready. Okay. By the way, did you know that you can actually cook your potatoes with a tiny little bit of water, literally a quarter in the pot, and not all the potatoes actually covered with water, and you put a cover on it, and you actually steam the potatoes. And the entire potatoes will cook in just a tiny little bit of water. Okay. Okay, we can caramelize the onions slightly. That's fine because it's black beans. A little color is fine. So we just want to make sure our onions are translucent, slightly caramelized. Okay. We're going to add the beans, and I'm going to add about a 3/4 teaspoon of cumin. Make sure that the spices are exposed to the heat. Okay. So we're adding about a 1/4 cup of water, a little more. We want to make sure that the beans are slightly covered in liquid, in broth or water. Now's the time. If you like to add a little salt to it, you can do that. That's optional, obviously. So I'm using the pink Himalayan salt, which is really not that salty at all. Okay, so we're going to let this bring it to a boil. Then we're going to turn it down to simmer. Good. Or we can add a little lid on it and we let it simmer. Okay. So now we're going to do our topping. Yes, the beans are drained from the can, absolutely. Hi Marion, hi Elizabeth, hi Lynn. Okay, let me switch my camera so you can see what I do. Okay, you see my food processor. Okay, yep. Okay, so for anyone who just joined us here, I'm going to cook a sweet potato casserole, consisting of obviously sweet potatoes, spinach, and black beans. I'm cooking my sweet potatoes right now. My black beans are simmering, actually a little bit too hot. Turn it down a little bit to medium heat, maybe medium low heat. And now I'm going to do my topping. So I think you realized already I cook everything. I cook it by the timing, so to speak. Anything what takes longer, basically, I start with the potatoes. They take the longest. Then the beans. Then the topping in between, and then the spinach. Spinach literally takes 2 minutes. So we want to make sure that we cook in this order. Then all ingredients will be ready by the time um, everything is done. Basically, we want to make sure that all our ingredients are ready to the same time. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, cool. Again, it's not a complicated dish. It's a really simple one, and I wanted to keep it simple because there are so many complicated dishes out there. Let's keep it simple, and I'd be happy to make a complicated dish if you want me to. Let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to. I when I used to cook in the city, uh, New York City, I would do roll ups, so to speak. We used to do it with turkey or turkey breast, but now we're going to do it with either white gluten or with just beans. I love beans, and making a nice bean loaf, which is stuffed. Ooh, that's nice. So um, if you want me to do this one day, I'll be happy to do this. Just let me know. In general, if there's anything you want to see, you want me to cook, let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to do that. Yes, okay. Chuck is asking trail mix. Can you just omit that? Absolutely. Okay, if you don't like nuts, leave them out. That's fine. If you don't like the raisins and the cranberries in there, that's fine too. Just omit them. You know what? The reason why I add the topping is basically you have a little crunch in there, and that's all there is to it. Okay. Any other questions? No. Cool. Okay. So let's get started. I'm going to use a half a cup of oats. Oops. And a half a cup of trail mix. And this trail mix is from no, is from Trader Joe. Actually, they call it raw tracks. Um, Literally has only raisins, cashews, almonds, walnuts, and hazelnuts. That's it. This is really cool. No added sugars. Really important. So then we're going to add like about one uh, tablespoon of maple syrup. Oops. And we're going to combine them. You know what? It's better if I plug it in. It's going to work better. And what you want to do is you want to process it until you get little crumbs out of it. That's what I'm trying to do here. I try to keep it with as little syrup as possible. Let's see if I need more, then I add more. Yeah, I'm going to add just a tiny little bit more. That's probably 1.5 tablespoon of syrup. Check my beans. See, I need a little bit of water or broth. I want to make sure that my beans don't burn. Okay, so this is quite okay. Now if you can tell, Almost little crumbles starting to appear. I think the perfect amount is 2 tablespoons of syrup. I did 1.5 because I don't want it too sweet. You can use it without maple syrup and um, just grind it the way and just sprinkle it over it. That's fine too. Okay, let's see how far my potatoes are. Haha, almost, almost ready. So by the time we have our spinach, potatoes should be good. We have our mix, our topping ready. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this here. Okay. And for the spinach, I'm going to saute onions and garlic first. Let me change my camera quickly. Okay, garlic. And a tiny little bit of water. Okay, this pan wasn't hot at all. I should have waited a little bit longer. Okay, in the meanwhile, I see one of the potatoes is already cooked. I'm gonna take it out so I can start peeling it. One of them is ready. So the way I do it is I basically slice it here, and then I just peel it. Oops, it's very hot. You see that? How easy it is? Woohoo! It's very hot. So don't do that. Wait a little bit until it cools down. But it peels really, really easy off when you slice it in. Okay. And I wash my onions. A little bit more water here. Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. Very hot. Don't do that. I'm doing it because I'm under time pressure here. I don't want you to wait too long. But for you, please wait until the potatoes are a little bit colder and then peel them. Okay. A little bit more water here. And then we're going to use a potato sample masher. Okay, and I'm going to mix. Very simple. Look at this color. Isn't this absolutely amazing? I love this color. The color represents the antioxidants in this food. Isn't it absolutely amazing? So, to me, I never add anything to my sweet potatoes. We can add a little bit of cinnamon. You can add a little bit of nutmeg if you like. But personally, I find this is the perfect food. It doesn't need absolutely anything. But I leave it up to you. If you want to add spices to it or salt, it's really up to you. Let's see, I'd like to have one more. So you see, I'm juggling two things at the same time. Just when you do this, just be mindful. Actually, right now my beans are all the way over here on this side, which you cannot see. They're cooking here on this side. So I have three things on the stove. Be mindful of it. Be careful that you don't burn anything. You can take your time and do one thing at a time. I just want to demonstrate that you can do the things one after the other and still have all the ingredients ready at the same time. I'm peeling the other potato just took out. Okay, beautiful. You can turn this off. I'll put my so my black beans did not really release their starch yet. It's all the way it started, but it's not ready yet. Okay, now it's time to do the spinach. When you make these sweet potatoes, it is really important that you look for top-notch sweet potatoes without any how you call it, blemishing, what's the word now? Without any brown spots on it, because I actually had some, and you can see them showing up in here. So make sure that when you buy sweet potatoes, that they're all around look really healthy and good, and the skin is not discolored. Very, very important. Okay, we're going to add the spinach. I use a whole box. And if you would like to have a little salt with this, you can do that. Some black pepper. You see, spinach tastes so much better when you saute your onions and garlic properly before you put the spinach in. Very often um, I see cooks put in the spinach just by itself. It doesn't have flavor, not much. So if you add the onions, sometimes they're not being cooked long enough. The onions. The more you cook the onions, um, the sweeter they become. The more delicious the spinach comes out. Good. So that's enough. We just want to build it. That's it. Nothing else. Okay, this is good. Things are almost done. I'd like that the liquid evaporates a little bit more. And of course, what you can do is you can puree some of these and about half of it and add it back. So you have a creamier consistency, which is nice too. Okay, I'm using a very small casserole, which is because I don't need more. I use half the recipe, which the recipe which I'm going to post is I think for 4 people. This is just for maximum 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the potatoes. Put a tray over here so you can see what I do. And I'm going to, you can do it either way. You can do it this way or this way. It's really up to you. I'm actually going to do 2 rows of sweet potatoes. And 1 row of beans and 1 row of spinach. Okay. A good idea to put in the oven. Okay. So my spinach, I'm going to put right here in the center. And my beans, I want to make sure I have enough. A little bit of black pepper. You want to make sure that all your ingredients, your potatoes, your spinach, taste. So you want to make sure you have enough flavor in there. Because once it's in a casserole, it's done. Okay, good. This is good. So now we're going to add our beans. And we could actually add some beans on this side here. Okay. Press it down a little bit so it all becomes a little even. And now we're going to add the topping, which is right here. And you can tell there's little crumbs that forms. You can just press it and then crumble it again. Just do like this and then crumble it. You can literally use these crumbles even for sweet applications like an apple pie or so. So now we want to add some fresh rosemary on top of here, which really brings out the flavor. Unfortunately, I don't have my rosemary on me here. I have it in the yard. I should have had it here. I don't. So I'm going to use a dry version. Right on top. And that's it. Now it goes into the oven. That's it. Okay. Let me change my camera so you don't have to look at this mess here. Okay. So that's basically how my sweet potato casserole looks like. Very, very simple. Again, I'm going to post the recipe in a few minutes. I'm going to post it. Where am I going to post it? I would say I'm going to post it on my blog. So you will see it there. I think I posted the crab from last week on my blog as well. Okay. Any questions so far? Elizabeth is asking if you can use frozen spinach. Yes, you can. Very important, you have to squeeze out the water. Otherwise, it's going to be completely liquid, and you don't want that. Okay. Linda's asking, what is that? How about mushroom Wellington? Yeah, you can do that. Oh, you're asking me if I could do this? Yeah, absolutely. Mushroom Wellington. Good idea. One day, if you could make egg pie, that would be awesome. Egg pie? I don't understand. I don't use eggs. What do you mean by egg pie? Maybe I'm not understanding it. Can you post a link to your blog? Yeah, absolutely. Can you cut sweet potatoes into 3 pieces each so that they look? Yeah, absolutely. But again, here's the thing: if you cut them in half, then all the nutrients leach out. So that's That's the problem. I want my nutrients to stay within the potatoes. You could just use you could use just eggs. I'm not sure. Oh, just eggs. No, I get it. Sorry, just eggs. Yeah, I'm not a fan of just eggs. It's highly processed and it's not something I like. But of course, obviously, it's possible. But what do you mean by egg pie? What is in this egg pie? What do you are you talking about like a um, like a quiche, or what are you talking about? Okay, good. That's what I'm saying, Debbie. Yes, absolutely. That's what I thought is a quiche. Okay. Yeah, I'll think about it. Good idea. Good idea. Okay, good. So I have this casserole in the oven, and it's going to stay there for about 15, 20 minutes, and then it should be good. You can leave it longer in there until the crumbs are golden brown, but you don't want the spinach to be exposed to too much heat because the spinach is very delicate. So if you want to brown your topping separate, you can do that, and then later you add it to it. There's no need to bake it again. I'm putting it in because the topping has not been cooked, um, so that's why I put it in. You can literally make your casserole, put it in the fridge, use it next day, for instance, and use the topping separately on a tray, on a regular tray, and brown it in the oven. And later you put the crumbs on top of the quiche, and then you could reheat it. Okay, so I'm grateful for the ideas. Thank you, quiche. That's something challenging without eggs, but I think of something. Okay, my link to my blog. Give me 1 second. Just gonna retrieve. Okay, here is the link to my blog. Obviously, it's not there yet. It's gonna take me a while to post it there. So I'm hoping that I have it there by tonight, latest tomorrow. Um, good, good. So that's basically it for me. Ooh, it's browning fairly quickly. Look at that. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? So that's my sweet potato casserole. And um, yes, Chuck, absolutely. I appreciate it. Yes, Chuck, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I would love to know. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Good, good. And you know what? The smell is just absolutely incredible. The topping with the little bit of syrup I had in there, it's really it's a nice fragrance. Good. Okay. That's it for me. Before I forget, um, I'm going to have a New Year's resolution masters class next week, Tuesday, which is, I don't even know what day this is, but it's going to be the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. It's going to be the 23rd of November. So I'm going to have a master's class just for the New Year's resolution because I know we all have New Year's resolutions, and very often we have them, and by next year we have the same resolutions again. So I'm trying to um, nip it in the bud, so to speak, and create a once and for all masterclass how we can achieve our goals. Okay, so that's next week, Tuesday, November 23rd. I hope to see you there. I'm going to send out an email. If you're on my email list, you will see. If not, you can subscribe on anywhere on my website, eatlikeaveganchef.com. And yeah, that's it. If I don't see you, I'm not going to have a live stream on Thanksgiving, obviously. If I don't see you, I wish you happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and I'll see you soon in the community. Okay? Take care and be safe and think plant based.